7.62 millimeter full metal jacket.
What's good, people? Agent Juice reporting for duty. I'm going to do something a bit different on this channel, and I'm going to talk about a cartoon that I didn't fully enjoy. And in this case, it is Tuca and Bertie. Why am I going to talk about this? Because I feel it's pertinent that I dissect specifically what I didn't enjoy about it, and what I can learn from it despite not fully being engaged with it. So with that said, let us go ahead and buckle into our favorite pastry shop with our wild, zany roommate who buys Jaguars on a whim. Like real ones, not the car. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as we always should, because we are under the thumb of the great tech oligarch overlords. And let us get into the video. So before talking about Tuca and Bertie, let's go ahead and talk about the Speedpaint. I decided to draw Bertie as a Private Pile from the infamous Full Metal Jacket. It's specifically like the final scene in the boot camp arc, where Pyle goes crazy and kills Sarge, and he goes into that whole speech of like, I am in a world of the word I can't say because of YouTube and the censorship. But you get the I am in the world of excrement. You can fill it out from there. I thought it would be funny if Bertie filled that role, because I imagine that's probably the way she feels about Tuca after all the stuff they go through. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the show. Tuca and Bertie is a Netflix series that lasted only one season, much to the chagrin of many of its fans. Despite not enjoying it, I do not celebrate its premature end. I do believe that it had a place in this world of cartoons. The main reason, the TLDR of why I believe I didn't enjoy it, is simply because I am not its target demographic. It's very clear that it has a very specific audience member that it is catering toward. And I do not fault it for doing that, because I believe that no matter how small, every audience does deserve some kind of show, some kind of representation, if you will. That being said, I do have reservations when it comes to the concept of representation. That is going to be a conversation I'm going to leave for another day. But that being said, even though I did not really gel with Tuca and Bertie, I do not, like I said, celebrate its demise. And I do hope that in one way, shape, or form, it is able to live on. This day and age, there's a lot of stuff that's coming back, ironically a lot on Netflix, and Tuca and Bertie started on Netflix, and now it's not on Netflix, but this may not be the end of Tuca and Bertie, but only time will tell. As I said, my main reason I believe that I didn't enjoy it because I wasn't its target demographic. However, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is a show which also was something that I was not the target demographic, and yet I ended up enjoying it. So where is the disconnect? Where did My Little Pony succeed where I believed Tuca and Bertie failed? I did not enjoy how much I felt the show leaned too much on quirk. In my previous video, where I discuss Mau Mau and the Heroes of Pure Hearts, I go through great lengths of saying how much I enjoy that the characters can be zany and quirky and wild, yet still somehow grounded in reality because they're allowed to show a full range of emotion. I don't feel like I'm getting that out of Tuca and Bertie. I feel too much like the quirk is taking the place of emotional expression and story development. There are times where I feel that it's going too hard to try to be zany and do all these crazy visuals, and I'm aware that it's foolish of me to berate an animated TV show for doing crazy visuals, because that's the point of animation. I do understand that. However, I feel like it's trying to be too much style and not enough substance. There are times where I feel it suffers from what I've seen referred to as Marvel syndrome. That being when a serious moment happens, some clown has to crack a joke in order to alleviate the heftiness of the emotion of the scene, in order to be like, whoa, we're funny. No one, like, that's, I hear that a bit. That's a big complaint in later Marvel movies, and I've seen it, and I kind of agree, where you can't have a truly heavy moment without some joker going off, going like, hey, crack a joke to alleviate the situation. And it feels like Tuca and Bertie does that a lot. I feel like it's not allowed to really dig deep in a lot of situations and just let the situations happen. That's not to say that it doesn't have heavy situations. In fact, one of my favorite scenes in the entire series is when they cut the crap and have a really, like, deep scene. And that scene specifically is Tuca, the freeloader character, the toucan. She, until a point in the series, lives off of her rich aunt, basically. Like that she's unemployed, and she gets money from a rich aunt. So Tuca decides to take along Bertie and her boyfriend, who I can't remember his name, to visit her aunts and like see, like, oh, my aunt's really cool. And all the while, the aunt's giving them drinks and stuff. And at this point, Tuca has decided to quit drinking, so she sneaks the drinks to Bertie's boyfriend. He's getting wasted. But the whole time, like, Tuca's aunt is kind of jabbing at Tuca, going like, yeah, you freeloader, yeah, you worthless piece of crap, oh, you're so useless. And Tuca's like, I'm laughing it off. Oh wow, you're really digging into me this time, auntie. And it all culminates to a final scene where it's just between Tuca and her aunt. And finally Tuca says, like, okay, you've really been digging into me all night. And her aunt says, well, it's because it's true. You're just lazy. You're never going to amount to anything. Always living off of my fat paychecks. And so Tuca says, you know what? No. Because believe it or not, I have abstained from drinking this entire night, even though you've been giving me alcohol. I've been getting rid of it to prove to you that I can actually take responsibility. And to further prove that I'm going to take responsibility, I'm going to stop accepting money from you. And of course, afterward, Tuca totally regrets that she did that, but she sticks to her guns and she stops taking money from her aunt. And that single scene had more potency, I feel, than the entire rest of the bloody season. And I wish I could see more of that. That's the Tuca and Bertie I would love to see. And now that I'm thinking about it, I come to realize the reason why I love that scene so much is because it reminded me of BoJack Horseman. And as you guys know, I really love BoJack Horseman. Speaking out loud, I realize that it may not be in Tuca and Bertie's best interest to just be another BoJack Horseman. But at the same time, BoJack Horseman does not have a monopoly on, serious emotional dramedies done with anthropomorphic cartoon characters. So I feel like Tuca and Bertie can still be its own thing, but still kind of do what BoJack did, and that really let us see the emotional implications of some of these characters. There are emotional things that do happen. There's this whole thing where Bertie gets like sexually harassed, and it's like this whole thing, but they play it off in this weird, like, cartoony, quirky way. And I feel like that kind of almost robs the situation of its levity. And I can understand the psychology behind doing that is because they probably don't want to make it too heavy, because it might seem too real, and I guess, for lack of a better word, too triggering for people watching it. But at the same time, it almost feels kind of disrespectful to the situation. It feels like, I feel like there could be a balance. Like, I really do not like Marvel syndrome, the concept of always having to undercut a serious moment with a joke. I love funny stuff and I love dark humor, but I don't like being short-sheeted. I don't like emotions being short-sheeted. So this all kind of wraps back around to emotions. I feel like they're posturing. A lot of the times when they do this quirk stuff, I feel like it's posturing. Almost like you have to put on almost like someone with depression, feels like they have to put on a front for the sake of other people. And I kind of wish, in a way, these characters were a little more emotionally selfish, I guess, like willing to actually say, no, this is how I'm really feeling. And that may not be on the onus of the in-universe, on the onus of the characters, so much as at least the situation can allow us to see it. So I would still love to see the show be its own thing, and if masking emotions behind a fake smile is going to be its MO, that's fine, but I wish it was portrayed in a way that connected with me more, I guess is what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, once again, I understand I'm not the target audience. But, again, like, My Little Pony did it. My Little Pony did it really well, and I'm not an 8-year-old girl. So, I don't know. I feel like it could still be what it needs to be to its target demographic while still expanding on the emotional connection with the characters. Like, I would like to see a little more substance to its style, I guess is what I'm saying. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up today. You guys know what to do. Go ahead and hit the buttons because they're good for the algorithm. Let me know what you guys like. Comment below, especially because this is a show that I didn't 100% like. So for those of you who did like it, I imagine you probably have choice words for me. So go ahead and let me hear them. Go ahead, share the video because it helps, and I know that you know that I know that you know that you watch good stuff, this included, so you might as well share it with the world. Also, if you wish to stalk me elsewhere on the interbuts, I always link my my intro video, which has all my external links inside of it. Or you can, here they are on the screen, you can type them in manually like some kind of strange creature that you are if you choose to do that. But, with all that said, I thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you all stick around. And until next time, adieu, seals.